Good morning on this beautiful day. I'm Alice McCord, Chair of the Commission for Women, and I'm honored to welcome you to the 2026 Leading Women Awards ceremony celebrating women from yesterday, today, and of course our amazing young women of tomorrow. Our honorees come from all corners of our county, but they have this in common. Their efforts are leading the way to a brighter, more compassionate, sustainable, and prosperous future for Harford County and beyond. Today, it is our opportunity to say thank you as we highlight their tremendous academic accomplishments and their contributions to our community. In addition to our leading women of tomorrow, we will also honor our 2026 Woman of Yesterday, Dr. Jacqueline Cordes Haas, whose efforts and dedication in education for our community are still evident today. And we will hear from Vicki Bands, our 2026 Woman of Today, our 2026 Woman of Today, and who was also the 2025 Harford County Athena Award winner. To begin our program, let's welcome A Cappella Journey to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, A Cappella Journey. That was really, truly beautiful. Please enjoy this delicious brunch that we have for you tonight. The staff here at Maryland Golf and Country Clubs they've prepared it for us, and remain seated until they call you to the buffet. Thank you very much. Enjoy your breakfast.
Good morning. Welcome again to the 2026 Harford County Leading Women Awards. Please continue to eat your brunch. I'm Barbara Richardson, Director of Harford County Department of Housing and Community Services. You are in for an exciting morning. Our honorees are simply amazing. I know you will be inspired by the work and accomplishments of these 22 outstanding young women. I'd like to take a moment to thank the parents and caregivers who are with us this morning for supporting and encouraging these young leaders. I was proud 14 years ago to be in the same room with my daughter, so I know how you're feeling. Congratulations. I'd also like to express my gratitude to the nominators. Thank you for recognizing these young women and sharing their stories with us so we can applaud their exemplary work. Some of our elected officials have joined us this morning to help recognize our honorees, and I'd like to acknowledge them at this time. County Council President Patrick Vincenti, County Councilwoman Nolanda Robert, District A, County Councilwoman Allison Imhoff, District B, Heather Cantos, representing County Councilman Jacob Bennett, District F, Bel Air Town Commissioner Steve Chismar, Bel Air Town Commissioner Kristen Foss, Bel Air Town Commissioner Gavin Hanley, City of Havre de Grace Councilwoman Casey Boyer, City of Havre de Grace Councilwoman Vicki Jones, Harford County Board of Ed Liliana Narkaitis. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us here today. I would like to also recognize our generous sponsors, without whom this event would not be possible. Please hold your applause till I finish the list. Harford County Public Library, Harford Mutual Insurance Group, Bravura Information Technology Systems, Harford County Chamber of Commerce, HarfordTV, 10X Technologies, APGFCU, Harford County Republican Women, Debbie Schreiber, Sangstack Law and Title Company, Allison McCord, Linda Stein Flint. Thank you for your support. Please join me in thanking the Commission for Women, including Chair Allison McCord, Vice Chair Diane Sangstack, Secretary Karen Chismar, members Crystal Clark, Amy Janigan, Pam McHugh, Katie Novotny, Angela Rose, Debbie Schreiber, Robin Chemechko, Teresa Walter, Student Liaison Lucy Heisey, and County Council Representative Allison Imhoff. Finally, I'd like to express my deep gratitude to Meg Deem, Teresa Smith, and Linda Boren from the Department of Housing and Community Services for their support for this incredible event. Thank you. So County Executive Bob Castley is unable to be here this morning, but he did send his remarks. So I'm going to pretend that I'm County Executive Bob Castley. So picture me a foot taller and less hair. I am honored to be with you to celebrate today's nominees. Their successes and bright futures are an inspiration to us all. In fact, these outstanding young women are already changing the world. They have achieved excellence in school, and they volunteer countless hours to improve the lives of others. On behalf of the citizens of Harford County, I, Bob Castley, am proud to congratulate the leading women. Today, we also applaud the contributions and efforts of two exceptional women, Dr. Jacqueline Cordes Haas, the leading woman of yesterday, and Vicki Bands, the leading woman of today. These women, let's give them a hand. These women are examples of focus, determination, and endurance. Our community has benefited from their compassion and leadership. I'm certain their stories will inspire our young women leaders to accomplish new goals, break new records, and reach new heights. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the Harford County Commission for Women. They are the visionaries of today's event. They lead by example, volunteering their time and talent to support the economic, social, and political equality of women. Thank you, and congratulations to all of today's nominees.
Thank you, Barbara Richardson. I'm especially pleased this morning to celebrate an incredible icon from our community at this year's Woman of Yesterday, Dr. Jacqueline Cordes Haas. I would like to invite John O'Neill to the podium to introduce her.
Thank you, and good morning. Does that microphone work at that level? Perfect. As she said, my name is John O'Neill, and I'm here actually to introduce the presenter to honor Dr. Haas. So I'm sort of the warm-up act. And I did want to just say briefly, I had the honor of my career to work for Dr. Haas for the last 10 years of her superintendency on her senior staff. And I would just say thank you for honoring her in this way. Jackie Haas was phenomenal. Jackie Haas was the most, she was the greatest superintendent, local superintendent I've ever seen, and she was the most down-to-earth, important person you would ever meet. Jackie was just remarkably unremarkable and extraordinarily ordinary. She was, to those of us who worked with her, Like I said, the greatest superintendent we believe we'd ever see, and she was like your next door neighbor. And she was just that rare talent that only comes along sort of once or twice in a career if you're lucky. And we're lucky because in my career, 2 people have come along who occupy that space, and the other is here today to introduce or to share remarks about Jackie, and that is Dr. Nancy S. Grasmick, and I get the honor of introducing Dr. Grasmick. And I did want to share that we reached out to Dr. Grasmick and said we can only think of one person fitting to do this honor for Jackie, and it's you. And as you'll hear in a moment, Dr. Grasmick's a very busy and important person, but she said, I have other things going on that day, but I will carve out the time to be here. So she's here to bring remarks, and then she'll have to leave at some point soon thereafter. But a little bit about Dr. Grasmick so you can understand her connection to Dr. Haas. In addition to serving on many boards and in many advisory roles with numerous nonprofits, civic organizations, and corporations, Dr. Nancy S. Grasmick is the first presidential scholar at Towson University. As the presidential scholar, she advises the Towson University president and collaborates with the heads of the 7 colleges at Towson and the other department heads to leverage cross-campus and external partnerships to design, pilot, and assess innovative initiatives in education and leadership for the benefit of students, faculty, and the greater community. Her other current job is that Dr. Grasmick also heads the Leadership Institute at Towson University, which bears her name. The Dr. Nancy Grasmick Leadership Institute specializes in comprehensive and results-driven leadership development, providing all levels of leadership with demonstrated dynamic skills and strategies to grow businesses and organizations through outcomes-producing leadership. But perhaps for those of us who work in public education, her greatest legacy is her work as an educator. Dr. Grasmick holds a bachelor's degree in elementary education from Towson University, a master's degree in deaf education from Gallaudet University, and a PhD in communicative sciences from Johns Hopkins University. Following a very distinguished education career in initially Baltimore City, but largely Baltimore County Public Schools, during which time she served as a teacher, a resource teacher, a principal, a supervisor, an assistant superintendent, and an associate superintendent. Dr. Grasmick was appointed by the governor as Maryland State Superintendent of Schools in 1991, a role that she occupied for 20 years until her retirement in 2011. She was the first woman to serve as Maryland State Superintendent and one of the first to occupy that role in the entire country. Under her leadership, Maryland's public schools focused on high-quality teaching and learning for all students, and Maryland was named the #1 public school system in the nation under her leadership. She is known universally as a child-centered educator and leader who insists that children deserve a quality education regardless of race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, zip code, disability, and other factors. Dr. Grasmick has received too many awards and honors for me to list here, but they do include induction into Maryland's Women's Hall of Fame, recognition by the Daily Record as a most influential Marylander, and she is a member of the Baltimore Sun's Business and Civic Leader Hall of Fame. We are all honored that Dr. Grasmick would take some time to be here today to honor her friend and colleague, Dr. Jacqueline C. Haas. Dr. Nancy Grasmick.
Well, it is my honor to be invited to do this today, and I wouldn't have refused this invitation, given my love and admiration for Jackie Haas and her work with students, teachers, administrators. She was the centerpiece of my love for all superintendents, and I'm happy to be here today. And I'm also happy to be here today to say congratulations to all of those who are being honored today. This is an important step, particularly for our young people who are being honored today. You are the people who represent the possibility of the future of excellence. And so I'm thrilled to be able to say congratulations to all of you, to your parents, your friends, to all of those who care so deeply about you. And so continue to do the excellent work you've done this far to be honored today. I could not say no to the invitation, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak briefly about what I consider to be my friend, Jackie Haas. I want to thank the Commission for Women for recognizing Jackie as the woman of yesterday and bestowing this honor upon her legacy, which is huge. Some connections were made with members of Dr. Haas's senior staff who contacted me and asked if I would speak. One of those individuals is John O'Neill, who was so gracious in what he had to say about me and my background and my love of teaching. I am really humbled and honored to be here to share my memories. Jackie Haas served the children of Harford County for 36 years, beginning in 1977. From 1998 until her very untimely passing in late 2008, she was the superintendent of schools. She was on the superintendent's staff, which I met with on a regular basis, and also was invited to visit Harford County on many occasions by Jackie. She was the first woman to occupy the office of superintendent. And in her last full year before her untimely death, Jackie was named the 2007-2008 Maryland Superintendent of the Year. This is a big deal because you are recognized by your fellow superintendents and you're recognized nationally. And she was recognized certainly by me and her peers for her exceptional leadership. Throughout her career in Harford County Public Schools, she was everything. She was a teacher, she was a special educator, she was an assistant principal, she was a principal, and an assistant superintendent. For many of those years, I was fortunate to serve as the state superintendent of schools, and I was very privileged to have known Jackie in most of these roles that she occupied, not only as the final role as superintendent. However, in all of my candor, her impressive resume is far from what defines her. She was an amazing person. And so, in preparation for this event, I spent some time reflecting on Jackie's passing, on a memorial service the school system held at Aberdeen High School. I was honored to attend the memorial and to make remarks. I reflected not only on my own remarks, but those of others who spoke that day as well. Those reflections of Jackie with so many common threads and themes are really the essence of her. Her true legacy was also defined by the hundreds who attended that memorial and the hundreds more who stood in line for 8 to 10 hours for her viewing in Aberdeen. And that was in the very cold weather of January. The outpouring of love and shared grieving spoke to a woman who had touched so many lives along her journey in so many profound ways. At her memorial, her senior staff members admired her as the most caring and gifted leader they had ever seen. I recalled Jackie as being a superintendent's superintendent. The then president of the Board of Education remembered her as a teacher who just happened to be the superintendent. All those things and many more were true of Jackie Haas. She was child-centered, a leader being child-centered, who never stopped learning, teaching, and caring. She herself and others accountable to always supporting the needs of all children, but never in an overhanded way. Jackie always wore a wonderful smile. She had an infectious laugh and made everyone know that we were all part of the same mission, which was an unwavering commitment to serve the needs of every and all students. She was remarkable in that regard. She built relationships with individuals, with leaders, with corporations everywhere that she went and spoke. And often those relationships led to great things for the Harford County students. Leveraging those partnerships and under her leadership, she instituted magnet programs in Harford County high schools, including the first Homeland Security magnet and the first STEM Academy. She also oversaw the creation of the first alternative education school in Harford County, which meets the needs of students who, though in a unique setting and program, find their success. And so Jackie Haas was admired, respected, and loved by her peers, by her staff, by her students, by other leaders, and certainly by her family. And she was loved because she embodied greatness in a way that seemed effortless, even though we know she worked very hard. It was not unusual to receive a call from her at 10 or 11 at night, thinking about an idea that needed to be pursued. In that time, despite education being a female majority profession, there were very few female superintendents across the country and in Maryland. Jackie was the first female superintendent in Harford County and one of only a handful in the state. We know that she overcame many obstacles and navigated some serious bumps in the road to achieve her success. But addressing those struggles never showed. There was only ever her optimism, her cheerfulness, and her sincere warmth for those she met along the way. The county executive at the time spoke at Jackie's passing. He described Jackie's approach to working with him by saying, "There are disagreements, there may be disputes, but there will never, ever be distrust." That comment summarizes much of Jackie's character and can be an enduring lesson for everyone. I was very fortunate to have Jackie as a trusted local superintendent during many of my years as the state superintendent, but I was more honored to have her, frankly, as a friend. Her legacy transcends the years of her superintendency. It is imprinted on the school programs and the lives of educators here in Harford County and throughout the state, actually, those who were privileged to meet her and to be mentored by her. And it remains part of the unending thread of dedication that so many educators and leaders demonstrate every day in their tireless efforts to serve the needs of all children. regardless of the circumstances and despite many of the external distractions. I really hope that these personal memories of mine of Dr. Haas offer insight into the appropriateness of you recognizing her today as your woman of yesterday. I am honored to join you this morning to share these incredible and fond memories of my friend, Jackie Haas. Thank you so much. And I hope you join me in understanding the deep commitment and contribution she has made to this county, to these students, to the entire county as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Grasmick. I didn't know her personally, but now I feel like I do. That was absolutely beautiful tribute to someone who had such an incredible impact on our county. And thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time. We really appreciate it very much. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce another inspiring leader, our woman of today, Vicki Bands. Please come on up and welcome Vicki Bands.
Good morning, and happy Women's History Month. So, I want to thank the Harford County Commission for Women and Housing and Community Services for inviting me here this morning. I have to tell you, I don't ever use papers, but when they told me that I needed to have 5-7 minutes, I thought, I need to use papers because I want you to get your money's worth, right, for my 5 to 7 minutes. So I just want to say I'm so honored to be here in front of these young women and future leaders. I mean, it's not really future leaders. You are leaders in your own right at this point in time. I had the honor of being able to read your bios, and I was like floored. Clearly, I wasted my teenage years, but anyway. So I just can't say enough, and congratulations, and boy, it gave me such hope, and I feel like our future is in good hands for sure. So thank you very, very much, and you should pat yourselves on the back when you get a chance. So they asked me to come and talk about leadership and being an effective leader, and I thought, oh my gosh, there are hundreds, probably thousands of books, podcasts, papers that are written about leadership and examines leadership and describes leadership and like how to lead, what your qualities are that you need to be a good leader. And I thought, yikes, I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that. And oh, by the way, you have 5 to 7 minutes to impart all of your wisdom. So here we go. So that's why I'm going to be using papers today. So I think when people hear the word leader, they think about the person that is standing in front of the room, the person that is confident and outspoken, the person that speaks first, maybe the loudest, speaks often, and seems to have all the answers. But I'm going to tell you that is not always the way leadership works, nor an effective leader. I said being a leader does not mean that you have to be the loudest at the table. It means that you need to be there at the table to listen, to observe, to think deeply, and to speak with purpose. It's not about demanding attention. It is really about earning respect and building trust. Leadership is not about how much you talk. It is about how much you impact the people around you when you do speak. Although I probably have some people that will say, well, that's not me, so it's about how much you talk. In fact, the definition of leadership is the ability to guide and influence a group of people to achieve a common goal. Again, It's the ability to guide and influence a group of people to achieve a common goal. Over the years, I've learned a lot about leadership, and I've even read some of those 1,000 books. But I will tell you where I learned the most about the kind of leader that I wanted to be was sitting back and watching and listening to the leaders that I had the opportunity and privilege to work with. That is where I really learned so much. I have embraced a few of my own, what I call my powerful pillars of leadership, and that's what I'd like to impart today. There's only 5. I'm under 7 minutes, trust me. The first one is confidence. It's not about being fearless. It's not about always being certain and not doubting yourself. It is about believing that your voice matters, even if it shakes. It is sharing your ideas when your ideas aren't what everybody else is thinking. It's about trying something new, even if you might fail. It is not about not falling. It is about getting back up when you do. Confidence grows with each step that you take forward, despite the fear that you may have. The second pillar is integrity. It means doing the right thing when it was probably easier not to. It is about doing the right thing when no one's watching. It is treating people with respect. It is about being honest and reliable and keeping your word. It is about building that trust. The third is empathy. The best leaders I've ever worked with didn't lead always with their mind, but they led with heart. It's about making room at the table for others, recognizing if someone is struggling. Good leaders understand success is not about being better than everyone. It is about helping everyone to become better together. It is about lifting others up and bringing them along with you. The fourth is courage. This is about speaking up when something isn't fair. It's about admitting when you're wrong. It is about being authentic when you might not fit the mold. Many times it is simply believing that your ideas, your dreams, and your voice deserves to be heard. The fifth, and the one that I find, I do use them all, but the one that I find like every day is really something that I have to be cognizant of, and that is collaboration. The best leaders understand that they don't have all the answers, but they don't need to. Leadership is not about standing alone or above someone else. It is about bringing people together, listening to different ideas, and working as a team to accomplish something bigger. Remember that leadership definition, right? It's exactly this. A good leader creates space for others to contribute. They invite different perspectives, and they recognize that solutions often come from many voices at working together. It is supporting others rather than competing against, and it is celebrating others and lifting them up. As you leave here today, I hope you remember this. Leadership, or being a good and effective leader, isn't something that suddenly appears on your plate when you get a title or a position. It is something you build. It's one decision at a time. When you show confidence, when you act with integrity, when you show empathy, and when you go and collaborate with people, those moments are the foundation of leadership and an effective leader. When you all are sitting at the important tables in the future, which I know every one of you is going to be, so when you're in that boardroom or those big important tables, in boardrooms or classrooms or laboratories or courtrooms or hospitals or in your general community, remember this. You don't have to be the loudest voice at the table. You just need to know your voice belongs at the table. even if it shakes. Thank you.
Good morning. Well, we are now at the point where we are going to recognize our fabulous, fabulous women of the future. My name is Pam McHugh, and I had the pleasure of serving on the committee to bring this event together, and it could not have been done without the hands of many, many people: Meg Deem, Karen Chismar, Crystal Clark, and Diane Singstek. They were my wonderful committee to make this, pull it together. We never thought back in September that March 7th would get here so quickly. Okay, so the young leaders who are nominated this morning fall within 3 different categories. We have 7th and 8th graders, we have 9th and 10th graders, and 11th and 12th graders. So our honorees, the notice went out back in November, completed a very challenging application, included essays, letters of recommendations, letters of reference, academic achievements, future goals, and community service. The awards committee carefully reviewed each submission and rated our honorees' responses on a numeric score. And what I will tell you is this was blind. We had no names at all. We had an application number and that was it. So obviously it was very impartial, but it was very, very difficult. The honorees with the highest scores in their age group were designated the winners of the Leading Women Award. So we have those who have donated. There are monetary awards for our top winners. And I'll give you a little teaser for what's coming at the end. Everyone today walks away a winner. So the Harford County Public Library, Harford Mutual Insurance, Harford County Chamber of Commerce, Singstek Law, Home Title Company, APG Federal Credit Union, 10X Technologies, Bravura Information Technology Systems, Harford County Republican Women, Allison McCord, Linda Stein Flint. So we had a lot of support from our community to bring these honorees forward. So once all of our honorees are introduced, I will announce the winners. So what I'm going to do is read the bio for each one of these ladies as they come up. So if I lose my voice, my apologies ahead of time. I tried to do my little singing trills this morning to get my voice in shape. So please come up when your name is called to receive your certificate. Excuse me. Our first honoree is Adeline Bogert, nominated by Ashley Cantella. Adeline Bogert is a senior at Falston High School and maintains a 4.45 GPA while dually enrolled at Harford Community College, no less, in criminal justice and sociology. She is president of the National Honor Society, through which she has organized a holiday food drive at the high school to collect food, baby items, and hygiene products. As a Girl Scout, Adeline and her troop helped create 2 food pantries for those in need. Adeline, who plans to become a teacher or a lawyer, is secretary of the school's chapter of Educators Rising, a group that promotes teacher preparation programs. She is the principal harpist in the Harford Youth Orchestra and plays at churches and hospitals. Adeline also broadcasts the school's morning announcements. She believes a leading woman has a strong sense of self that is unwavering against criticism and defends her ideas while still considering input from others. Adeline admires Audrey Hepburn for her humanitarian efforts with UNICEF as an ambassador. Thank you, Adeline. Next is Raina Chen. We'll do our picture. Come on down, Raina. Raina is an 18-year-old senior at Fallston High School who aspires to work in pediatric medicine. She is the founder and president of the Kids Helping Hopkins chapter and created the Miracles in Motion fundraising team to benefit Johns Hopkins Children's Center. With a GPA of 4.67, Raina has served as a free online SAT math tutor for Schoolhouse World, providing instruction to students in 4 countries. She is the Green School Club Vice President, Senior Class Council Secretary, Science National Honor Society President, and French Honor Society Vice President. A competitive swimmer and lifeguard for the North Baltimore Aquatic Club, Raina volunteers instructing water safety and introductory swimming skills to underserved youth. She also teaches drowning prevention with Splash Ahead. And Raina admires Henrietta Lacks for her extraordinary impact on medicine and the philosophy of importance of ethics, consent, and humanity in healthcare. She believes a leading woman creates environments where people feel seen, included, and encouraged to contribute. Congratulations. Alexandra Croucher, nominated by Ashley Cantella. Alexandra is a Fallston High School senior with a passion for sports and a leader on the women's lacrosse and field hockey teams. She is an assistant coach for Fallston Recreation Lacrosse, where she created a lesson and training program for players of all ages and skill levels. With a 4.5 GPA, Alexandra is a member of the National Honor Society and plans to attend the Honors College at the University of South Carolina with a major in international business and a minor in marketing and Spanish. She serves on the yearbook staff, co-led the initiative to bring the One Love Club back to her school, and is a member of Morgan's Message Club. Alexandra is a mentor to students at local elementary schools and is creating a club where students are encouraged to visit residents at assisted living homes. She most admires Mary Barra, the CEO of General Motors and the first female CEO of the Big Three automakers, for her ability to steer through adversity in a male-dominated field. Alexandra believes a leading woman possesses the ability to acknowledge mistakes and continue to recover and adapt when faced with a difficult challenge. Congratulations, Alexandra. I must say, I have the same comment that, boy, my high school years were not, did never raise up to this level. Our next nominee is Kaylee Dillard. Kaylee is a 17-year-old senior at Fallston High School who maintains a 4.4583 GPA. Even with a rigorous academic course load, Kaylee gives to her community by wrapping gifts for local shelter and placing wreaths on the graves of veterans. She is also a member of the field hockey, varsity basketball, and lacrosse teams, and volunteers with soccer tournaments, elementary school events, and as a coach for kindergarten lacrosse. Kaylee is vice president of the Science National Honor Society, a member of the Math, French, and National Honor Societies, and the class council treasurer. She is active in the Green School, Varsity Leadership, Morgan's Message, and One Love clubs. Kaylee intends on attending law school with the ultimate goal of becoming a district attorney to advocate for underserved communities. Kaylee believes a leading woman has the courage to believe in herself even when others doubt or underestimate her or expect her to fail. She admires philanthropist and activist Madam C.J. Walker for her ability to succeed and help others despite racial and gender discrimination. Congratulations. Anya Ursum, nominated by Jennifer Deckman and Bonita Holland Buchanan. Anya is a senior at Havre de Grace High School in the Information Technology Oracle Academy Magnet Program and maintains a 4.4815 GPA. She is co-president of Voices of Equity, co-founder and president of the Drama Club, and a member of the Multicultural Club, the National Honor Society, and Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society at Harford Community College. For her Girl Scout Gold Award, Anya created Spotlight on the Arts, a podcast designed to raise awareness on the importance of the arts within a community. She created an educational session about Indian culture for younger scouts and uses her technical ability and creativity to design original graphic fundraising materials for Harford music and arts community productions. Anya is exploring small liberal arts colleges to meet her future goals. She admires writer and playwright Lorraine Hansberry for her ability to use the arts to share important messages. Anya believes a leading woman does not have all the answers, but asks the right questions, listens with curiosity, and empowers others. Congratulations. Campbell Fox, nominated by Ashley Cantella. Campbell is an 18-year-old senior at Falston High School with dual enrollment at Harford Community College. She maintains a 4.56 GPA and is a member of the National Honor and Science Honor Societies. Campbell plays on the varsity field hockey and lacrosse teams and volunteers her time tutoring elementary school students in reading and math and provides lacrosse lessons to community youth. She is a key student liaison for the Falston High School Cougar Boosters. Campbell also aspires to obtain a college degree and help those with depression. Campbell admires pro soccer player and Olympian Carly Lloyd for her mental acuity, discipline, and leadership she demonstrated over the course of her career. She believes being a leading woman means using your voice, actions, and example to create opportunities for others while staying grounded with who you are. Congratulations. Thank you. Sarah Frist. Sarah is a senior at Falston High School whose goal is to pursue a career in aerospace engineering. She was selected to attend the Women in Engineering Change the World summer program at the University of Maryland. With a 4.75 GPA, Sarah is a member of the National Math, Science, and French National Honor Societies and is secretary of the Student Government Association. As part of the school's leadership class, she works with other students to plan events. Sarah is a peer mentor and a judge for the Maryland Page program. She is captain of the cross-country and softball teams, a team coach, evaluator, and mentor with the Falston Recreation Council softball program, and a member of the Wagner's Fast Pitch Softball Showcase team. Sarah also volunteers for Home Runs with Homeless and for the Falston Cougar Boosters. She admires chemist and X-ray crystallography, thank you. Rosalind Franklin for her early work with DNA and for her tenacity, perseverance, and professionalism in a field that did not always respect or give her credit for her accomplishment. Okay, Elise Giafrida. Elise is a sophomore at the John Carroll School. She is a student representative of the Regional Association of Student Councils, sophomore class president, secretary of the Architecture, Engineering, and Design Club, and a member of the One Love Club. With a GPA of 4.59, Elise participates with the Science Olympiad team, is a Carroll Scholar and an AP capstone student, and has received diplomas with distinction in fine arts, science, and STEAM. She volunteers at Fallston United Methodist Church and provides a respite to parents with children at the Ronald McDonald House. Elise is on the soccer team, a Fellowship of Christian Athletes leader, and a volunteer youth lacrosse coach. She plans to attend Johns Hopkins or the University of Maryland to become a pediatrician and is a member of the Future Healthcare Workers of America. She is also on track to complete her emergency medical technician training. Elise admires filmmaker and photographer Valerie Taylor for her advocacy and protection of marine wildlife. She believes a leading woman should create empowering environments for other women to succeed. I'm sure you all, I mean, being on this committee, it is very much of a humbling experience to see what these young women have accomplished already in their young lives. So it's kind of like, let this be a moment where we reevaluate our own lives and go, okay, what more do we have in the gas tank to contribute? Kendall Hahn, nominated by Ashley Cantella. Kendall Hahn is a senior at Fallston High School with a 3.95 GPA and a member of the National and Science Honor Societies. She has enrolled in the school's leadership class and wants to own and operate her own business in the future. Kendall volunteers with the Harford County I Can Ride Bike Camp, helping those with disabilities learn to ride a bike, reads to elementary school children as part of the Cougars Care program, and assists with the annual Fallston mulch sale fundraiser to support local programs. She plays for the varsity field hockey team and is a member of the PEP squad, encouraging school spirit and supporting service initiatives like the Fallston Cougar Boosters and toy donations. Kendall believes a leading woman should be brave enough to step into a space where she must break new ground with strength and compassion. She admires Victoria Woodhull, one of the first women to run for President of the United States, for her bravery and determination as well as her influence on women's rights. Geneva Johnson. Geneva is a senior at Edgewood High School who aspires to become an early education teacher and an emergency medical technician. We are in good company today. I feel very secure here. She maintains a 3.5 GPA and is attending classes to receive an EMT certification while volunteering at a local firehouse. Geneva distributes food at Crown of Life Worship Center, assists with youth at Ames United Methodist Church, and volunteers with the We Matter Youth Symposium and the Family Wellness Night at Ripken Stadium. She is part of the Youth Enrichment Society's tech team and a member of the Rage Box Dance Company and Girls State, Maryland, a civic and government-oriented program designed for the future generation of women leaders. Geneva admires Eleanor Roosevelt for her persistence and respectful authority while advocating for women's rights and equality. She believes that being a leading woman means to be the greatest version of yourself. Reagan Coligo. Reagan is a senior at the John Carroll School, where she is a peer minister and president of the Seeking Christ Club. She volunteers at Harford Family House and the Catholic Heart Work Camp and is a mentor for LASOS and Harford County Public Schools summer program. Reagan is an entrepreneur and the owner of the Mixed Cakery and supports local bake sales and fundraisers. She maintains a 4.25 GPA and aspires to attend the U.S. Naval Academy and major in international security and political science and ultimately become a Navy pilot. Reagan is the senior class president, co-president of the One Love Club, captain of the soccer team, and a youth soccer coach. She admires Admiral Michelle Howard, the first woman to achieve the rank of 4-star admiral in the U.S. Navy, for breaking barriers for women, as well as her resilient and humble style of leadership. Reagan believes the leading woman has the responsibility to act with courage, lift others up, and lead by example, even when it is difficult. Emma, Emma Mitchell. Emma is a senior at Falston High School who maintains a 4.627 GPA and is a member of the varsity track, cross-country, and field hockey teams, as well as the marching and concert bands. She is a leader with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, a junior counselor with Beachmont Day Camp Program, a volunteer with Healthy Kids Running Club, and the Special Olympics. Emma plans to major in kinesiology and obtain a doctorate to become a physical therapist. She admires former First Lady Michelle Obama for her advocacy of children's health, girls' education, and military families. Emma believes a leading woman does not quietly sit to the side. She stands up and works for what she believes in. Gabriella Murphy, nominated by Ashley Quintella. Gabriella is a senior at Falston High School with a 4.0 GPA. She is a member of the National Math, Science, and Spanish Honor Society and is part of the Student Government Association. She is active in the One Love and Best Buddies clubs and volunteers at STEM Night to educate elementary students on its principles. As a world-ranked champion in Taekwondo, Gabriella is a member of the Team ATA USA and volunteers at ATA Martial Arts and a church-sponsored Kids Run program, teaching youth martial arts. She also recognized as a fundraiser to provide underprivileged children with the opportunity to participate in martial arts programs at a reduced or no-cost rate. Gabriella, whose goal is to become an orthopedic surgeon, has been accepted into a pre-med program. She admires Rachel Sotsky as the first female chief of orthopedic surgery at Johns Hopkins Bayview for her strength, focus, and brilliance, as well as her ability to maintain humility in the field. Gabriella believes a leading woman sets an example and leads through strength and accountability and is never afraid to be empathetic. Viba Nandori. Viba is a junior at Bel Air High School and maintains a 4.0 GPA. She is enrolled in the Project Lead the Way biomedical program and the founder and president of the Biology Club. Viba started Courage and Care, an online fundraiser benefiting Ronald McDonald House. As class council president, she has reduced financial barriers for senior festivities through fundraiser. Viba is the environmental affairs coordinator for the Maryland Association of Student Councils, working with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation for Environmental Advocacy. She intends to study public health with a focus on public policy and pursue medicine, specifically oncology. Viba admires Elizabeth Blackwell, the first woman in the United States to earn a medical degree, for her ability to break barriers and combine confidence and public service that continues to influence healthcare today. She believes a leading woman takes initiative when something needs to happen, creates space for others to grow, and refuses to wait for someone else to solve a problem. Anna Newman. Anna is a Falston High School senior with a dual enrollment at Harford Community College. She maintains a 4.625 GPA and is secretary of the National Honor Society, president of the National Math Honor Society, and a member of the Science National Honor Society. Anna is a 5-time Ben Carson Scholar and has received numerous awards. She is captain of the speech and debate team and varsity lacrosse manager. Anna is also a staff reporter for the school newspaper and on the mock trial team. She volunteers with the Havre de Grace Police Department Safety Camp, teaching youth safety lessons, and help formulate Presents for Peds, which gathers donations for Johns Hopkins pediatric patients. She participates in canned food drives for those in need and organized a donation drive of personal care packages for a military troop in Africa. Anna wants to become a journalist and admires Rebecca Skloot for her ability to tell a story with empathy and allowing her subject to maintain their dignity. She believes a leading woman leads with empathy and by example and gives others the opportunity to grow. Olivia Parker. Olivia maintains a 4.33 GPA at Falston High School and is a member of the National Honor Society, president of the One Love Club, and officer with the Morgan's Message Club. She is a member of the yearbook staff, the PTSA, and the Booster and Leadership Clubs, organizing pep rallies and Spirit Week. Olivia is a leader on the women's lacrosse team, a captain of the field hockey team, and a volunteer coach with the Falston Lacrosse Club's girls team. She co-wrote the book. Man. She co-wrote the book, The Path to Play, Built for Athletes, Designed for Recruiting, to help other students understand and navigate the college athletic recruitment process. Olivia plans to attend Wagner College in New York to become a lawyer. She believes a leading woman has a great responsibility as a role model, but is not afraid to ask for help or learn new things. Olivia admires Associate Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, not only as a leader, but for inspiring young women and turning challenge into motivation. Ruby Riddell, nominated by Ashley Quintella. Ruby is a Falston High School senior with a dual enrollment at Harford Community College, maintaining a 4.2 GPA. She is a member of the National Honor and the National Math Honor Societies. Ruby is the captain of the girls' varsity soccer team, a member of the yearbook staff, and a member of the school's leadership course and pep squad, where she helps with fundraisers, creates social media content, and encourages students to get involved. She organized a drive to create Christmas stockings for soldiers, for which she received a certificate of meritorious service from the school superintendent. Ruby aspires to become an elementary school teacher and co-created an Educators Rising chapter to help inform students of teaching career paths. She will attend Salisbury University to obtain her teaching degree. Ruby admires American teacher Erin Gruel, who inspired the film Freedom Writers, for her persistence in connecting with her students and ability to help them thrive through writing. Ruby believes a leading woman goes beyond simple expectations to show future generations they do not need to fit a mold to succeed. Karina Rao. Karina is a senior at Falston High School who enjoys volunteering with Ring Factory and Red Pump Elementary Schools. She is a Big Future ambassador who guides students to career paths and opportunities from the Big Future website and social media platforms. Maintaining a 4.5 GPA, Karina is the Senior Class Council Vice President and French Club President. She plays field hockey and tennis and is the wrestling manager. She is a member of the English, Math, and Science National Honor Societies and is on the executive board for the French National Honor Society. Karina dances with the Forest Hill Dance Company and is part of the Spanish Girl Up varsity book and service clubs, as well as Kids Helping Hopkins and the Cougar Closet, a magazine that shares fashion trends and opinions. Karina intends on majoring in biology with career goals of being a microbiologist. She admires Harriet Tubman for her leadership amidst adversity and ability to help others even while risking her own life. Karina believes a leading woman takes opportunities afforded to her, commits to goals at her highest capacity, and helps others when needed. Joelle Royster, nominated by Heather Tucci. Joelle is a 13-year-old 8th grader at Edgewood Middle School who enjoys volunteering at the Abington Library and her school's Care Cottage, a place for students to get free necessities. With a 4.0 GPA, she is president of the National Junior Honor Society and an ambassador for Envision by World Strides, an organization of educational travel programs. Joelle is the STEP team captain and active member of the Student Government Association and the school choir. Her future goals are to complete college and pursue a career in either medicine or law. Joelle admires poet Maya Angelou for her bravery, political activism, and impactful poetic writing. She believes a leading woman is respectful, compassionate, understanding, and hardworking, which makes for not only a good leader, but a good person. And as we heard from our woman of yesterday, Jackie Haas embodied those same qualities. Emily Simmons. Emily is a senior at John Carroll School with a 4.24 GPA and a member of the National Honor and Science National Honor Societies. She is also a member of the World Languages Honor Society for German and the National Honor Society for Dance Arts. Emily is student president of the Prep Dance Program and a member of the Maryland Urban Forestry Camp. She possesses certification in first aid, CPR AED, and is a certified lifeguard who was on the varsity swimming team. Excuse me. Emily is also on the varsity indoor and outdoor track team and is an Interscholastic Athletic Association of Maryland all-conference selection in swimming and track and field. With the goal of attending the U.S. Air Force Academy, Emily applied, interviewed, and received a congressional nomination from Congressman Andy Harris. She admires Shirley Chisholm, the first African-American woman to be elected to Congress and to seek the presidential nomination for her principled and service-oriented leadership. Emily believes a leading woman chooses to lead with purpose, integrity, and courage, and is an amazing listener and communicator who gives others room to grow. Thank you. I think I forgot to mention, Emily was nominated by Christina Zuniga. Lillian Taylor. Lillian is a Havre Grace High School sophomore enrolled in the Information Technology Oracle Academy with a 4.375 GPA. Lillian is on the robotics team with the Harford County Education Foundation Excellence and Showcase and was selected to attend the National Security Agency's Gen Cyber Camp. She is a member of the National Society of High School Scholars, an ambassador for Best Buddies, and volunteers to the Miracle League of Harford County. Lillian plans to attend Towson University for its STEM programs to prepare for a possible career in computer science and robotics at Aberdeen Proving Ground. Lillian has received the National Center for Women in Technology Aspirations in Computing Rising Star Award. She admires Ann Sullivan, teacher to Helen Keller, for her perseverance and determination despite her own sight issues. Lillian believes a leading woman takes initiatives on success while also helping others to succeed. That's it. And last but not least, Alexa Wilson, nominated by Ashley Canatella. Alexa is a senior at Falston High School who maintains a 4.67 GPA. She is the senior class president, a member of multiple national honor societies. Alexa enjoys being a lifeguard and helping people. She volunteers for the Falston Recreation Council Lacrosse, assists with the Calvary Church Soup Kitchen, and is a member of the Cougars Care, a program that mentors elementary school students. Alexa is part of the marching band leadership team, serving as the drum major this year, and is on the varsity lacrosse and soccer teams. She plans on attending a four-year college and playing lacrosse and soccer there. Alexa believes a leading woman is unafraid to speak her opinion and work for what she wants. She admires Alex Morgan of the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team for her advocacy for equality and reform within the league. Let's give all these wonderful nominees a huge hand. Woo! Okay, down to the exciting part. Because of the generous support of all the sponsors that we've mentioned numerous times, all of our category winners will receive a check for $1,000. And here's the bonus part. All of our nominees will receive a check for $100. All right, so for our 7th and 8th grade group, our winner is Joelle Royster from Edgewood Middle School. Congratulations. That's awesome. Okay. In our 9th and 10th grade group, our winner is Elise Giafrida. Frida. Okay, for our 11th and 12th grade group, we couldn't just pick one person. We tried, we debated, we talked, we scored, and again, like I said, we didn't know who these individuals were. We were just going by applications. So we have 3 winners in the 11th and 12th grade category. I'm telling you, it was tough, it was tough. So our winners in the 11th and 12th grade category are Reagan Caligo, the John Carroll School. Viba Nanduri from Bel Air High School. And Anna Newman from Falston High School. Sorry, ladies, I got all excited. All right, let's give all of our winners one more round of applause.
amazing young women. We should all aspire to do even a small percentage of what these young ladies have done for the rest of our lives. And one thing I would like to do is we did not get to introduce Dr. Diane Mack, who is our interim superintendent. And so we're very happy to have her here too. So thank you for coming and spending your time here. You're a pretty busy woman. We're really happy that you got to be here to honor Dr. Haas and all these great students in the county. So thank you so much. And thank you, Pam. Congratulations to all of these talented honorees. I'm excited to see what these impressive young leaders will accomplish next. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's program. Will all the honorees please join me up here for a group picture and come forward, everyone who was nominated, to get your award from Meg Dean. Over here, Meg, over here. So please come up for your pictures, and everybody else, have a great day, drive safely, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you for being here. This is a great, great time.